Microsoft have had a bit of a weird one. They had their launch, and me and Nige quite lovingly participated in the launch. And then they found all of a sudden that people were going batshit crazy over PS5s. But they were going, don't worry, we still got the most powerful console. Now, well, they thought they had the most powerful console. Something is driving them nuts. The nerds at Digital Foundry have found that certain games run better on PS5. Now, I try to explain this to people as the Xbox X series is a muscle car. Yeah, lots of power, lots of torque, this, that, and the other. Can't turn a fucking damn corner. And the corners are where the kind of the problem that they've got lies, because they've literally I think they just did it for like more paper exercise, where Sony seem to have done their homework a little bit more. Now, they found a few few games where they had superior frame rates on. One was Assassin's Creed Valhalla. The other one was Dirt 5. There is another one. I forgot to put it in my bloody notes because there were 3 of them that they tested on Digital Foundry. Oops. The problem is that Microsoft has marketed their machine as the most powerful console ever made, but the results are kind of showing them up. So the marketing department is now scratching their head going, well, you guys told us that this was the most powerful one round. It had 12 teraflops. The other one's got 10.5. Why are they doing better? And the engineers at Microsoft have gone, yeah, that's a fucking good point. There's a bottleneck somewhere. And it's ironic because if you listen to Mark Cerny / Dana Carvey, he talks about removing bottlenecks. He did his homework. The 10.5 teraflops needed to be passed across from the hard drive backwards and forwards with speed. They've even got like a super dynamic compression. I think they're called Leviathan, which is terrifying. I prefer WinZip. Something along those lines. No, seriously, it's called Leviathan, where they can zip stuff across from one side of the hard drive, transfer it across onto like the processor and the RAM, and unzip really quickly. So that's one of the little things to do it. It doesn't matter, guys. At the moment, it's games. We want games. Sod your frame rates. We want games. You give me a good game on the Xbox X or the Xbox S in my series. In my case, I will play that. Okay, I keep forgetting where my camera is. I will play that. Yeah, Sony gave me some good games. I'm playing that. I'm replaying Days Gone at the moment. It's at 4K, 60 frames a second. It is buttery bloody smooth. It is absolutely gorgeous. And on my previous PS4, it struggled when we had like 100 and something zombies on screen, and I was trying to mow them down with a gun. I think I sent Nigel a video of where I literally did it. There's no on the downside WhatsApp, because I did it over WhatsApp. It's got compression issues and whatnot, but it looks fantastic and it plays fantastic. Games, mate, you need games. And as I said before, a PS4 owner has an Xbox X series is more probably appealing to a PS4 owner than it is to an Xbox owner, which is ironic because you're courting the other side, which is it's fantastic and stuff like that.
Well, it worked for me.
Yeah, because you got it and you got the Games Pass and you went, oh, nice.
So many games.
It's like buying a fridge and opening up and it is full. And you're like, oh, I've got beers, I've got exotic cheeses, I've got vegetables I don't think I'd ever use. Yeah. And all these other things. But the technology that went into a PS5 feels more of a generational leap, where Xbox is more an evolutionary kind of thing. It's a bit disappointing for me because I owned an Xbox One. If I had an Xbox One X and I bought an Xbox X series, I think I'd probably be disappointed. The power doesn't match much at the moment. There's nothing that really shows it off. I think you get 120 frames a second on Black Ops, but not many people like it, apparently. So we want some good games. And I didn't take a breath during that entire thing. I'm now going to take a deep breath in.
You've done well.
Yeah, I did well.
So I reckon, from my point of view, as a PS4 Pro owner, the X appealed to me because obviously it's got disc drive and the other one doesn't. But I can now go back over and play the back catalogue of games. And for me, it's nice and new and sparkly, and I'm getting to grips with the Gears of War games, which are actually...
We need to play them together. Nice.
And we will.
You need to play them together.
I've got Gears 5, which I've had a little go on, and we can play 2-player on that now. And that's great. And we've played Grounded together, and I like the look of Grounded, even though it is in alpha or whatever they're calling it, pre-access or something. And also on the flip side, I'm going to download Forza 4 because I like a racing game.
I've been meaning to play the Forza games.
I will give that a go. And yeah, although at the moment my Xbox is basically a digital machine, I do have a few discs from the original Xbox which I could play on it, and that's what I wanted it for. Whereas my PS5, yeah, I've got Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and that is a brilliant game. I cannot understate how good Astro's Playroom is.
I can't believe you're really into Astro's Playroom. I played and finished Spider-Man before you did Astro's Playroom. And Astro's Playroom is a much shorter game, but you platinum that.
I don't get to play it too often, but yeah, I went through and I made sure that I platinumed it, Astros, and I just like the way it just utilizes every last bit of the controller. It just does. There's bits where you got to blow into the mic to make things move, and then you got spinny thing, and then as you're walking across different surfaces, you get the feel and the texture through the controller, and you can hear things through the. Whereas, unfortunately, with the Xbox, you don't quite get that. It doesn't, like you say, it doesn't feel like a generational leap. It does feels like I've upgraded my computer, so it runs quicker.
Yeah.
I've seen people who have I've seen videos of people saying, I've got my Xbox Series X and I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to give it to my nephew because I've got a PC and I've got Games Pass. I can just play the games on my PC. Yeah. It's capable. I don't need it. It's a shame, really. It really is.
It is a shame. It's my S series. I love the actual box. The box itself. I pick it up and it feels, when I don't pick it up constantly and hug it, I pick it up. When I do pick it up, it feels like a nice meaty piece of hardware.